For problem number 94, it says you hit a handball too hard, and it lands horizontally on top of a roof. Okay, so I hit a handball too hard, and it lands horizontally on a roof. Boop, right there. And its original velocity v naught at an angle of theta above the horizon, then it lands on the roof with a velocity of something. So now this one was kind of I remember doing this one. This was on one of your chapter tests. So we make the assumption that it's hit at an angle theta. And it goes flying and it lands horizontally on the roof. To do this problem, we had to make some assumptions. So first of all, this is v naught, okay? This is v final. Now, we had to do this problem, I had to assume that this is the max height. Okay? And so the max height occurs, now there's lots of ways you could do this, but the question is, the vertical component of the velocity is what? Well, the vertical, in other words, v final y should equal 0 if it's the max height, right? Because if I throw a ball up in the air, it starts with its initial velocity, but if we think of the vertical component, the instant it reaches its max height, it's not moving up or down. Okay? So then the only velocity is the x component. Now, how much does the x component change in a velocity and in projectile motion? Doesn't change at all if we ignore air resistance, right? So if we ignore air resistance to find the initial velocity in the x direction, we would just multiply that by, does anybody remember? Cosine of theta, if I remember correctly. Because it's really, technically, if you think about it, this is v naught, and this is v sub x, and this is v sub y. That's supposed to be a y. And so cosine is the adjacent angle. So I think D is the answer. So this was more conceptual. You didn't have to plug in a number. You had to just think it through.